Hi, everybody. Welcome to the LL Football Roundtable show for week 2, sponsored by Bobby Rahal Lexus. Thanks for that. Coming to you from Lancaster Catholic, where the Crusaders are off to a really solid 1-0 start. They beat the defending district champs last week, York Catholic. Great win. So we wanted to come over here and stop in for week 2. Let's say hello to Coach Chris Marino. Chris, great start. How you feeling after beating York Catholic in week 1?
Anytime you can get a win week 1, and especially against a program like York Catholic and the success that they've had over the years, great for our confidence, great for our young guys to experience that, and just great for our momentum moving into, the next game on a short week.
Mr. Parker, you got the season started with a bang on Friday in week 1. You took the opening kickoff of the season 90 yards back for a touchdown against York Catholic. How exciting was that? Talk us through the play. That had to be a cool feeling.
It was definitely crazy. When I seen the kick in the air, I was calling it before the game. I just felt it. As soon as I got the ball, all my blocks were great. Number 10, they were all pancaking. I seen the hole open up, and I just had to hit the hole. It was just a great feeling. Once I got into the open field, I looked in the sideline. Everyone's going crazy. The energy was out of the stadium.
What did you like about the way you guys played on Friday, and ultimately, what led to the win?
So we fought with a lot of injuries, a lot of cramping early, just because of the heat. But we came out. We had a lot of young guys that were watching film that worked really hard in practice this off season. So they came out and showed up, and the offensive line looked amazing.
Speak to the pressures of a short week. You got to be snappy and get prep quick. I mean, you got to roll out Monday, game plan, X and O's, the whole works. Yeah. How's that going to work when only getting 3 days of practice?
Yeah, so sometimes it can be good because you have to be ultra focused on everything you do. Delone Catholic runs an excellent system, the wing T. They've been doing it for years. Playing a system like that does present some challenges on a short week because reps are everything when you're playing a unique offensive style like that. So, we're looking forward to the challenge, obviously, of coming off a short week and kind of playing the total opposite kind of offense. Although they do run some more spread stuff this year, but we know their bread and butter is going to be trying to run it downhill and stick with their wing T stuff. So just getting our guys ready, keeping them focused, and take advantage of the week. We're not in school yet either, so that's the other challenge with these guys is they're kind of running around doing their own thing all day, and then we got to get them here and get them dialed in. So, but they've done a great job of that the last couple of weeks. Every win is so difficult on Friday night, and just happy that we got it, and our guys were able to string together enough plays to beat a good football team.
Thanks very much to the folks from Lancaster Catholic and Jeffrey for that report. And we are back at the studio for edition 2 of the LL Football Roundtable for 2022. All these teams, all these games, there was a torrent of gridiron activity. So we want to briefly revisit what happened a week ago on opening weekend. Rhines,
yes.
Your bullet points from week 1.
Ooh, week 1. Okay, 4 quick ones here. Real quick, I'll kind of mention the games that I covered. Friday night, I saw Mannheim Central play down in Westchester East. Barons are really good here, gang. Watch out. They're going to be playing for a while. Rocco Doherty, have a night. 4 touchdowns, 4 different ways. Returned an interception for a touchdown. Returned a fumble for a touchdown. Returned a blocked punt for a touchdown, and he chipped in with a touchdown run later on in the game. Barons look great. They beat Westchester East 56-7. They play Immaculata from New Jersey this week on Friday. Okay, Saturday, gassed it up and went to Philly. Went to Bartram on 67th Street in Philadelphia, and saw McCaskey. Good start for the Red Tornado. They go to overtime and beat Bartram 30-24. Matt Remash, the quarterback, 2 touchdown passes. Ended up kind of calling his own number on the goal line in OT. McCaskey stuffed Bartram first, got the ball, called a play, kind of went wonky, didn't happen. Rematch ended up keeping it, dove into the end zone, carrying a couple guys in with him. McCaskey wins in OT. Great start for McCaskey. E-Town, got to mention them. They had a Saturday game, beat Donegal, and they actually play McCaskey on Friday in an interesting game. Josh Rudy, quarterback E-Town, they went up top a lot, passed for 250 yards and 5 touchdowns.
5, count them, 5.
Braden Cummings caught 4 of them. Kate Capello had 11 catches, so it looks like E-Town's really going to go spread.
Yeah, they really threw it.
Yeah, and get it up top. Last one, the man, the myth, the legend, Phoenix Music from Anvil Cleona. Top rusher in week 1 of LL football, 241 yards on 39 carries. Wow. With 4 touchdown runs, Anvil Cleona beats Hanover 55-12, and Anvil's one of the Thursday games this week.
Ooh. John, your thoughts on week 1?
Well, I was out at Cocalico, who took about a quarter and a half to figure out, oh, we're playing football. Let's get things going. They were down 14-0 to Warwick. They scored.
Understand the format.
Cocalico figures it out, scores the next 28 points. Eventually wins 42-27. Cocalico looks good with their run game, and they passed a couple times.
I was impressed with what they did, especially given that they started
and
slow.
I'm still confident Warwick will figure it out. We'll talk about them a little bit later. Got to give a shout out to my Comets, Penn Manor, Jordan Martin, the lineman, scooping it up, scoring a touchdown for him. And then one other thing I wanted to mention, you already hit E-Town. I thought, that's a team, I kind of had a question mark coming in. They had a lot of talent, but we've seen in past years that hasn't always translated to wins. I think
one of the stories
is definitely going to so far this season. And LS also falling. Just, the LS Warwick teams, we've known about them the last 4 years and kind of getting off the rough starts. I think they'll obviously figure it out moving forward here.
Agreed.
Couple of notes. One, the vaunted Section 4, which we've been talking about an awful lot, went 3-5 in week 1.
Ooh.
And Section 3, I think, went like 5-2.
Section 3 did really
something
well.
like that.
Section 1 went, 4-3.
Yeah.
2 of the losses were Manheim Township and Wilson.
How about that?
And by the way,
favorites.
Columbia picked up a big-time win, 34-7 over Eastern New York, who's coached by the former Columbia coach, Bud Kyle. And looks like they're more than likely going to go 2-0 this week, traveling to Hanover. So good start for the Tide with a new coach and new quarterback.
Yeah, that's another one.
Hey, they also played some defense last week.
Yeah.
which was
100
for
yards
them
against
last year.
and
Yeah.
4 picks, 3 by Artie Poindexter.
Nice. All right, we look back, now we look ahead. There's
Yes.
a couple of games that we're kind of highlighting. Let's start with Warwick and Ephrata. Right.
George Mail Trophy game.
Yeah.
Throw out all the records. Throw it out. At the War this year, Warwick, the Road Warriors, are going for their second straight road game out of 8. 48, 37, and 6. Warwick leads this series. They've won 15 in a row in the series. That's a lot.
Wow.
So Ephrata's Jones in here.
But you know the history, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Ephrata struggled there for the longest time, and Warwick, especially lately, has been lights out. A couple of 0-1 teams. Ephrata shoulda, coulda won at Red Lion in week 1. Had a chance late, didn't score. 153 rushing yards for Weidman. Warwick, John, you saw him. Jack Reed had a big night. 270 passing, 3 touchdowns, but I guess the D didn't get the job done against Cocalico's rushing
and they
attack.
also had some issues. Their receivers probably dropped at least a half dozen balls that should have been caught, and maybe the game would have been different. A lot of first downs,
So Reed
potential
should have had a
touchdowns.
huge game.
Yeah, an even bigger game. They didn't run the ball a whole heck of a lot. I think Reed had like 54 rushing yards to lead them. So
Well, we knew Cocalico D was going to be tough up the middle, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
yeah, interesting game. Hey, somebody's going 0-2 here, which is a surprise. Because I have Ephrata going pretty high in Section 3, and you got to figure Warwick's going to be there in Section 2 later. So have fun at the War. George Mail Trophy up for grabs.
Cocalico and Solanco. Solanco, one of the more impressive wins week 1.
Yeah.
John beating LS. John.
By a final score of 40-35, the Mules question mark coming into this season was who's going to be the fullback for them. We figured that out. Cole Harris, 22 carries, 86 yards. And I added it up because, Jeff, you're going to be going to this one.
Yeah.
Both of these teams love to run the ball, Cocalico and Solanco. Last week, they had a combined 111 carries and only 8 passes. So you figure what's the over-under on total carries on that, like 110?
I'm going to go 10 on pass attempts over under.
Right.
Maybe.
So it's going to be a run-heavy game. I'm curious to see Solanco going up against a Cocalico defense who, coming into the year, we said, they're going to be really strong D-line and linebackers. It seems like they can stop people. So this will be Solanco's run game, kind of their first true test if they can get by some people.
Yeah, trench game for sure. Trench game, no doubt.
They're not going to throw it no matter what.
Yep.
So,
May the best trench team and the best run defense team win. Cocalico 350 rush, Solanco 250 rush. Both scored 40+ points in week 1. That's going to be interesting. And we're anxious to see what Cocalico does with quarterback. Meyer started, Nash came in. We'll see if they pick a starter or pick a kid who plays the whole game, or if they'll go with both kids. But 2 quarterbacks at Cocalico. We'll see how that
Probably
goes.
consult Jim Harbaugh on that.
Biblical. It's a biblical thing at Cocalico.
All right, gang. Now this is probably not going to be a ground chuck game. Elizabethtown and McCaskey. Right.
Very interesting. Yeah. McCaskey did some good things last week. They really did.
And also made some plays at the end to win.
Which
right?
was huge.
Yeah,
gigantic.
That's a big deal for them.
And they should have, could have won in regulation.
Well-
They had a clutch, Remesh had a clutch, like 30-yard completion late, and they had like a 20-yard run late. And then they got called for an intentional grounding, and then the Hail Mary was no good.
Then their
Now,
D.
is he a dual threat guy?
He's more of a pocket kid.
That's what I thought, and certainly
Yep.
that's what he looks
More of a
like.
pocket. Not that he's slow, but he's a big, he
pretty
won't
sure-
run a lot of option. They're pro style.
Pretty sure Rematch was the javelin champ out of the LL League last.
He does throw
spring
javelin.
in the
He's
boys.
a tall
Yeah.
glass of water. He's a big dude, and he
he's
has
big.
flowing, beautiful pro hair. Amazing, amazing.
Wow.
I'm anxious to see how
paint the
their
picture, big guy.
I'm anxious to see how their D does against E-Town. It looks like this Bears team is
Yeah.
pretty legit. They can throw the ball around the lot a little bit. As mentioned, Rudy 250 and 5 touchdowns. Cummings with 4 touchdown catches. Capella with 11 catches. I
John,
think
what
there
do you
could be
think?
some points in that game.
Break it down, big guy.
I was going back because I was curious. It wasn't too long ago that E-Town was putting up 50, 60 points on a regular basis. That was like 4 or 5 seasons ago. They scored, 43 last week, which was just the 4th time in the last 29 games that E-Town has scored 43
Nice.
or more points. We knew coming in that they pretty much were loaded at every position. What that would translate to on the field was TBD. We figured that out last week. I like E-Town going big in this one.
Now, is this coach new?
Keith Stokes at E-Town, correct.
Yeah, he's new, right?
Played
Yeah.
in East Carolina, played in the CFL, played in the indoor league. Knows his stuff.
Did we
Yeah.
expect them to be a passing game
Yes.
operation?
They threw the ball around
Okay.
a lot last year. Rudy had 1,800 passing yards last year. Figured they would throw a bit with the personnel they had back. And they went up top early and often against Donegal.
Octorara with a disappointing result in week 1.
For those
coming
guys,
back
yeah.
now against Peckway Valley. John.
After, we knew Peckway Valley had a combined 28 offensive yards.
Yeah.
First game under previous head coach who's back. Mike Choi said, I believe he told Jeff here that, we're still figuring out how to run the wing tee.
Yeah, a little bit.
Octorara also coming off a loss, I believe,
They
but
beat
they're
Muhlenberg,
kind of
yeah.
more.
A little bit of a surprise that they
Yeah,
lost to
they've-
Muhlenberg, which has not had a lot of success in recent
And
years.
Octorara has had a taste of success these
They
last
have.
handful of years,
They have.
especially the previous Section 4. I don't know much about the Braves. You could
They
probably
lost
tell.
a lot.
Yeah.
Octorara?
They lost- The quarterback that they lost
Yeah.
was a terrific player.
Not only did they lose some sluggers, we know what happened with Mason Ellingsworth. Steele Wrigley, a really good running back kid, decided to concentrate on track. He didn't come back out. And Paulie Murray, who might have got some time at QB and was one of their best linebackers, he blew out his knee in the summer. So,
Ouch.
And they're one of
Yeah.
these teams again, Section 4, where they're going to face some heavyweights. What do you got in this game?
I got Octorara's won 5 in a row in the series, 9-3 overall in the travel series. Peckway Valley's got to pick it up here and figure out this wing tee. 28 yards is not going to cut it.
It's not gonna get it done.
Not going to cut it. Octorara, as mentioned, lost to Muhlenberg. Giovanni Cavana. We got to mention these Berks County kids. We cover them now. Come on.
Also,
Giovanni.
with a name that melodic,
Spectacular.
I like it.
He rushed for 220 on 7 carries.
Yeah, I saw that 7.
And he caught a 68-yard touchdown catch
That's
against
pretty good,
Octorara. So I'm sure Octorara had seen just about enough of Gio.
30 yards a carry. That's solid.
That's a good night for anybody. So hey, always a good time when the Braves and the Braves get together. So enjoy that. This game is at Kinzer's.
Mike, we should ask Penn State Purdue Thursday night because that's what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I will be doing.
This is the Football Roundtable.
I think I'm going to pick Purdue to win that game.
All right.
I'm doing my preview when I get home now, but I don't know. I'll be watching. I'll be sort of covering that remotely. I'll be going to every other game this year, but I'll be covering that one remotely, and I really don't know what's going to happen there. I mean, Purdue's pretty good. They were pretty good last year. And speaking of that, on Friday, I'm going to be going to Garden Spot to see the Cedars play Garden Spot. So that's where I'm going to be. Where are you going to be?
Well, while you're watching Penn State Thursday, Jeff
That's
and I
right.
will
We'll be
also
working
be busy
on the
covering
road.
Thursday night football games. On Thursday, I'm going to Anvil Cleona, Dutchman hosting Elko. Friday, gassing up the car again, making the trip across Susquehanna River, whole way to the other side of York County, covering Hanover, hosting Columbia.
Nice.
So busy weekend.
Elko and Hanover
of
both
driving.
1-0, and there weren't
Nice.
a
That's
ton
an
of
interesting
those.
game.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting game. Thursday night, gassing it up to McSherry's town.
Oh, man.
Let's go. Lancaster Catholic at Delone Catholic. Great start for Lancaster Catholic, as you saw at the top.
Yeah, that's another team.
Great start, and Delone lost, but they've been a playoff team, and they're really good. So that's an interesting game. Friday night, geez, where am I going Friday? Solanco, going to Coreyville. Solanco, Cocalico, a couple of 1-0s. Game should go quick.
That's another good one.
That game should go really fast.
quick.
I'm thinking like 9 o'clock, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously, for deadline purposes, ton of running in that game. That should be a lot of fun. So I'll see you Thursday night in McSherry's Town, Friday night in Quarryville. No game Saturday. Fabulous.
There you have it, gang. Lots and lots of football. Another torrent this week. There'll be so many. While we're in the non-league portion of the schedule, there's going to be an awful lot of football, and you can check it out at lmplancasteronline.com. We're all over it, or at least we're trying to be all over it. He's John Walk. He's Jeff Reinhardt. I'm Mike Gross. This has been the LL Football Roundtable, brought to you by Bobby Ray Hall Lexus. See you later.